This is a local, authorized hackathon recap for Logic Guard Elite, an autonomous security testing agent built to detect IDOR behavior in a controlled lab environment. Nothing in this demo touches a third-party system. The target is a vulnerable API running on localhost, intentionally configured for validation and training. We start with a clean setup. First, the Logic Guard Elite repository is cloned into the lab machine. Then, we move into the project directory, install the required Python dependencies, and install the project in editable mode so the local agent can run directly from the working source. The layout is simple. The vulnerable API terminal stays on the left. The Logic Guard agent terminal stays on the right, and a small caption tracks the current stage. Dark terminal theme, large readable text, visible cursor, and no desktop clutter, so every command and result is easy to follow. Next, we start the vulnerable API locally. This service is deliberately built with an insecure direct object reference flaw. It also requires a lab-only token and secret pair, simulating the kind of configuration discovery a tester might validate during an authorized assessment. Once the API is listening on localhost port 5000, the agent is launched in verbose mode. That matters, because verbose output shows the workflow, step by step. Authentication, endpoint testing, profile access checks, authorization behavior, and evidence collection. Logic Guard Elite authenticates successfully, confirms the target is reachable, and begins testing profile access patterns. The key question is simple. Can one authenticated user reach an object that should belong to someone else? The agent identifies broken object-level authorization. A restricted profile is accessible through the vulnerable API, demonstrating an IDOR condition inside the controlled lab target. Then comes the validation moment. The hackathon flag is recovered. That flag confirms the exploit path, not in the wild, not against a real service, but entirely inside this local authorized environment. So the recap is clear. Clone the project, install dependencies, start the vulnerable API, run the autonomous agent, enable verbose mode, authenticate, test profile, authorization, detect IDOR, access the restricted profile, and recover the flag. Logic Guard Elite turns a lab vulnerability into a repeatable security testing workflow for hackathon participants and professionals practicing safe, authorized assessment